Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be a today's topic video. It is going to be for the 27th of April. So let's go ahead and see where we go with this one. Ooh. All right. So we just ended up with the dice and then the, you want to say the looking glass, the magnifying glass. So this encourages us to look at the details, right? But this says roll of the dice is a by the way, if you hear a lot of noise back there, that is my dog. He is fluffing the rug right now to make himself a comfy little wonderful spot. The roll of the dice is chance for sure. It's a risk, but it's a risk that seems to be calculated. It's a risk that someone is looking at it going, okay, I can't guarantee what'll happen, but this is more than just, okay, I'm just going to do this and I hope I get lucky and I hope that this will work. This is someone who is combining like the risk assessment with, the specifics that can help them identify how much of a risk this would be. So what is this big risk about? Actually, let's change decks. Since we see the method someone is employing, now let's ask what the thing is. I feel like we should kind of keep it a little bit. Ooh. I don't know if this is going to be abstract or not, but let's just see. To the sea, go the distance. This is all about travel. Card 47 and card 7. Both of these are about taking the plunge. This could be about taking the plunge in an emotional journey. This could be someone who says, this is whatever comes of this. Hi, sweethearts. Whatever comes of this, it will be something that will build my character as a human being. But this could be a situation where they already know that they're going to do this. They're simply wondering, what are the odds of this working out? But because their heart is already in it, their emotions already say, I must do this. I must take this risk. I must go. And then they're going to leap forward. You see a cheetah here that they're just going to go all in. This is the person where, say if this is about somebody saying, I want to go audition for this role. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I'm going to get myself all revved up. And I'm going to go in there and I'm going to be that character. I'm not going to wait until I figure out how a director might want to shape the character. I'm going to walk in and I'm going to behave as the character that I envision that character being. Let the director see how I would run this if I were that character, and I'm going to pour everything I've got into it. That we could say it that way. Or we could say this is about romance, because this is something emotional. That's the reason I was using the analogy of let's say something non-romantic first to get a more broad scope of what this character might be going through. And I think acting is a great way to talk about how are we going to show a range of emotion? Well, first, what is our motive? Why are we behaving the way we are? And then what do we give to it? We give it all we've got. This person is going to really put all their emotions into it. Now let's go ahead and say this is about romance, and it certainly could be. This is someone who goes, I can't try to show up and say, hey, how's it going? When the truth of it is they already have an ocean worth of emotion for this person. And you notice up here in the sky, we actually have you could say the creator, or the great spirit, or a deity, or whatever you choose, but we have this face here in the sky overseeing this person's journey. Their higher self, or their connection to the universe, is what is ultimately guiding this. That's why I say, even though they're wondering what are the chances that this is going to work, what are the chances that the person that I love is going to love me back, or what are the chances that I'm going to be able to have them fall back in love with me, you know what? I don't know how it's going to work, but I do know that I have to go in and I have to give it everything I've got. So this is going to be an epic win or an epic fail, because I think that's what they're realizing. The person that they want to approach expects everything. They expect the minutia. They expect to know in the core of their soul that this person means what they're saying. Let's go back to the analogy of, say, this is somebody trying to go, land an acting gig. They want that casting call director, or that, whoever's going to be in charge, to see that they will work for that role, even if the director is like, that's totally not my interpretation of that character, but I just saw in you the person that will go the full range in a scene. You'll take it and you'll really invest in it. That's what I want, is a character that totally invests. You don't have to be perfect, but you gotta make me believe that A, you want it, and that B, you are a fine, creative artist who can genuinely put aside your ego and give it all you've got to become, the storyline that we're trying to display. That's exactly it. If this character is going to tell someone that they love them, they have to go all the way. That's what they realize. So let's change decks again, and let's take a look at this. Why were they hedging bets in the first place? Not hedging bets, but why were they saying it's risky in the first place? 7 of Cups, 3 of Cups, because they don't know if that person's single or not. What if this person is in a romance with somebody else? What if they got tons of people around them? Holy smokes, I don't have a clue. What have they looked at when they've been seeking that information with that magnifying glass? 5 of Pentacles. They keep thinking, what I see when I look closer at that person, or maybe when they think more about that person, what they may be seeing up close is, I hurt that person, or that person actually has an element of loneliness about them. Hold on. What I want to say right now is that this individual is looking at the object of their affection, the person that they want. 6 of Wands, and they are seeing that this person is someone who is, I'm sorry, I said 6 of Wands, that's 4 of Wands. They are seeing that this person is, well, obviously marriage material, and they are seeing that this person has not been snatched up by themselves or by anyone else yet. They're looking at the details, and they are, sometimes when if we were to stop and really look at like a total stranger and ask ourselves, what do I notice about them? And maybe what we notice first is like body language. Oh, I see that their shoulders are slumped. Actually, as I look a little closer, I see that they're limping a little. Okay, so this person's tired. They're maybe in some pain. The pain is fatiguing them. They've had a really long day. And when we really look at someone, and then we ask ourselves, what do we notice? Oh, I notice that they're also like, it's their face shows some kind of stress. We could be a lot more sensitive to that person because we notice those subtle clues about them that aren't really subtle at all. They're right there, but we don't necessarily take the time to ask ourselves, what do I see in that person? It's not like, let me telepathically figure out what's going on with them. And it's not about like, let me spy on them per se, but it's just, what if I actually asked myself, what do I see in that person? Now, of course, this appears to be a character who wants to give a gigantic emotional offer, their whole heart perhaps, to the person that they are looking at, and asking themselves, what do I notice about them? And what's interesting is they notice that this person actually has some kind of sorrow. They do have a pain within them. They have a loneliness within them. And they're saying, and that's the person that I want to marry. That person is someone who, they're a catch. They're what I want. They're what anyone would want, but they must be alone for a reason. Maybe I am the person that hurt them. Whatever this is, they are simply becoming aware, even though first they said, this feels so risky. What if they're with somebody else? And they're like, but if I really ask myself, what do I see when I look at them? I see an element of loneliness to them. And maybe this is even somebody who said, I know that once upon a time, this person knew I wanted to marry them, and I should have done it a long time ago. I should have asked them so long ago, and instead I didn't. And then we parted ways, and now here I am trying to come back to them. There's what happened in the past. What happened in the past with these two characters? Because they see marriage here when they look at this person. We have the Hermit. A whole lot of isolation and loneliness happened here. Somebody went on a deep dive to go figure things out. They went grappling in the dark to, learn about themselves. They were really seeking a lot of knowledge. Three of Swords in the reverse. There has been some kind of a journey to heal one's broken heart. Maybe our lead character actually had some old wounding that they had to go on a deep dive and heal up, and in the meantime they might have forsaken or abandoned the person that they most wanted to actually marry, and they are now looking at that person saying, this is a big risk for me to show back up in their life, but if I do, what I know is that I have to show up in their life and I have to give them every ounce of myself, my whole heart, my whole everything. Let's go over to that, those two cards that go the distance and out to sea. Ace of Cups. It's seriously, this is like the big offer. I would say that this is a full-blown, like, you have my entire heart, I want to marry you kind of situation. Okay, but we do have the Devil here, and we have the Nine of Wands. So this person is a little obsessed with fixing this. So here's the other part. They're coming in not intending to be shaken off. If they get a flat no from this lead character, they're going to say, I knew that you would probably, there's a good chance you would tell me no, because I walked away to go down on this journey that I needed to go down and figure myself out. And so I walked away from you. So I expected that you would probably tell me to go away, because I abandoned you once some time ago. Instead of marrying you the way I wanted to, I walked out on that commitment. I never got to that commitment. I didn't marry you. We didn't get married. So I understand that you're saying no to me now. You don't maybe even want to talk to me, but I got to tell you, I'm actually not going away, because the only way that I could maybe restore your faith in me is if I actually stand here and fight for it. If I am that passionate. As much as I had problems in the past that made me walk away, I'm now every bit as passionate about fixing this. And the only way that you'll probably see that is if I can replace the amount of, like, the equal amount of absence with equal amounts of love and consistency at this point. So that's what it's looking like. Like, this person is not going to easily go away, because they see it as, I have to show up now. They're going all in. 10 of Wands, and hoping that it'll be enough to get those burdens laid down. What do they want? Let's let them talk. What do they want with whomever this is that they are trying to return to? What do they really want? King of Wands. They want to love this person. They want to love the heck out of this person. They want to give all their passion to this person. They want this to be their person. We've got, they want to never leave this person with the Six of Swords. They don't care how choppy it is, how bumpy it is. Page of Wands, Queen of Cups, and they want this person to love them again. So we've got a King of Wands wanting to woo and pursue a Queen of Cups. Even if this Queen of Cups will only give them the smallest spark, they're still saying, that's okay. Because in time, I know I would have to make you love me again. I'd have to make you feel safe enough to love me again. I get it. But I'm not going anywhere until at least you know that I love you. That's what I would say. This is not a story of a dude trying to win back a woman. It just happens to be that we have a king and a queen here, but this could be a same-sex couple just as easily as reversed roles. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? We have got a Three of Wands, an Eight of Wands, and an Eight of Swords that came out sideways. It will take time. It'll take time. There will still be half of all those guards up. There will still be a lot of like in the future, then there will be more free-flowing conversation. There will be the ability to really maybe get comfortable in each other's presence. But there will, even in the future, when there is more communication and time has passed and they have been consistent and they've continued to try to get this person to trust them again and show up in their life, action will happen. But we still have an element of guarding here. Hold on. Let's get one more on that element of guarding, because that's we don't want to see that sideways. Knight of Cups. So what it is that they have to first rebuild the belief, like this queen's belief, that the words that they say mean something. And even then, the queen will still be guarded for a while. And then once they rebuild some form of belief that they genuinely have an intention of sticking around and that they're not going anywhere, then and only then can they actually start to woo her and win her heart and have her look at them as a potential mate. So first, I mean, and that to me, that does make sense because this is about trust. That's what this is about. Even though we can understand that somebody was off on that journey of their own. Let's get one card on that hermit's journey. Tell me about that hermit's journey that they seem to have had to go on. The Lovers. This person, they were unable to choose romance. And now, if they were not sure if there was some other lover, then I guess I would have a hard time believing that they were like, oh, I just needed to go be with somebody other than you. No, they weren't with anybody. Because I was going to say, that doesn't track for me that now they're going to show up and be like, oh, I'm giving you my whole heart. The hermit's journey is usually a lonely journey. This is somebody that would have actually been on their own, healing from a heartbreak is what we saw. As I was like, if they were just out getting with somebody else and now they're coming back in, oh, I went on this personal journey. No, you didn't. A personal journey into somebody else's bedroom? Don't think so. That ain't a personal journey. Sorry, that's Sassy Kate. I'm such a jerk sometimes. I am the big sister nobody wants. I am the person that sometimes I shouldn't say what I think. Oh my gosh. But it wasn't. Okay, so there. Sassy Kate can take a back seat. There's no reason for me to even open my mouth. Because we've got this Four of Swords and we've got this Five of Pentacles. They did leave her out in the cold, but that hermit's journey was one where they were doing some kind of healing. They were not suited to be in romance yet. If they were going to be able to be successful in romance, they had to heal from some previous romantic heartbreak. You can't have a new romance and have the ghost of an old heartbreak and think that your new romance is going to be successful. Here's the analogy I like to use. If we went out on a dinner date with somebody and we sit down and you go, oh, I'll be having a steak. And then, what are you going to order? Oh, I'm going to order the chicken. And I'll also get, like whatever, the lobster for my ex. What would somebody, they would turn to you and go, I'm sorry, wait, what? You're ordering a third plate of food for your ex? Your ex is coming? No, I broke up with my ex. But I still think about them all the time. So it's like they're going to be sitting at the table having dinner with us. So I may as well, let's order them a plate of food. It would be that ridiculous because the presence is so saturating. The ex's energy would be so heavily there. And if that's what our King of Wands they couldn't be in a relationship with anybody. Not if they needed to go solo for a while, heal that heartbreak, so that then, and only then, could they wholly give themselves to a real romantic partner. But on that solo journey that they were on of the healing, they left that amazing queen out in the cold because they could not give her the love, obviously. But that means they left her high and dry out there in the cold, even though, and I got to be honest, I'm not sure I really understand this myself. I kind of roll my eyes about stories like this because I'm like, Sassy Kate rides again, right? But listen, I don't pick the stories. I pick only my choice of vocabulary to the best of my ability so that I reflect the story that is there. But then occasionally Sassy Kate pops up with some like scathing comment. And so, yes, this is the storyline that we have. This person, they were silent because they needed to heal some stuff. Even though they had an amazing queen, they didn't want that amazing queen at that point because they needed to finish a healing journey. So they kind of dissolved and disappeared. And what I don't understand about that is the ghosting aspect. That's the part that I roll my eyes at. The Five of Pentacles energy that came out twice, knowing that they went silent on somebody and left a great person out in the cold because they were wounded and needed to heal doesn't really track well with me because I'm like, probably they shouldn't have interacted with that queen in the first place. But Our characters are not perfect. Our characters have their journey to take, and that is what this story is. And all said and done, it appears that they are going to fight very hard to establish trust again with this queen and to really be the person for this queen that they want to be for this queen. Okay, I'll leave that there. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you do enjoy the channel, please give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe. Take care. Bye.